Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Listen, if you're gearing up for that real estate exam, you already know that federal fair housing law is a huge topic. So today, we're going to cut through the noise and break down exactly what you need to know to nail it. Okay, let's just dive right in with a classic exam question, one of those tricky ones. So, an agent refuses to show $1 million home to a buyer who's only pre-approved for, say, $450,000. Is that a legal discrimination, or is it just, a solid business call? Let's dig in.
So to really answer that, we've got to rewind a bit. We need to understand the big idea, the core principle behind all of these fair housing laws. The why of it all.
And here it is, the heart of the matter, equal opportunity in housing. The whole point is that everyone should have a shot at living where they want to live. It's about making sure housing is a fundamental right, not some exclusive club for just a few people.
And that right there is the key phrase, within their financial means. Did you catch that? See, the law is designed to prevent discrimination based on protected classes, not on someone's bank account. So going back to our first question, yeah, that was a totally legal business decision, not discrimination at all. All right, so if economic status isn't a protected class, then who exactly is protected? Let's break down the specific groups that fall under the umbrella of federal law. Okay, for your national real estate exam, this is a number you just have to burn into your brain. There are 7, not 6, not 8, 7 federally protected classes. You've got to know it. Now, these 7 protections didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It was a process, built up over time. It really kicked off in 1968 with the big one, the Fair Housing Act. And then the law was expanded in 74 and again in 88 to include more groups. So here they are, the full list of the 7 federally protected classes. You absolutely have to know these cold. We're talking race, color, religion, national origin, sex, familial status, and disability.
And you can bet you'll see a question like this. This is another classic exam trap. They'll try to trick you by mixing in things that might be protected by state or local laws, but aren't part of the federal 7. A common one is marital status. While important, it's not on that federal list.
Okay, next up, we need to talk about the 2 powerhouse laws that really form the foundation of fair housing. It's super important to understand how they play together, and crucially, where they're different.
This is so important to get. Look at the difference here. The Civil Rights Act of 1866, it's laser-focused. It only deals with race. But, and this is a big but, it's absolute. There are 0 exemptions, none. Then you have the Fair Housing Act of 1968. It's much broader, right? It covers all 7 classes, but it comes with a few specific exceptions.
All right, so this is where you really have to put on your thinking cap. Let's say you've got a for sale by owner, a FSBO. Under the 1968 Act, they might be exempt from the rules. So the question is, can they legally refuse to sell their home to a buyer just because that buyer is black? And the answer is a huge, resounding no. Absolutely not. And listen, if you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, let it be this. There are never any exemptions for discrimination based on race. Ever. That 1866 law is always in play.
Okay, so we know the rules of the road, but what does it actually look like when someone breaks them? Let's get into the 3 big illegal practices that you are almost guaranteed to see on your exam.
First, we've got something called blockbusting. You might also hear it called panic peddling. It's just a nasty practice, really. It's all about an agent trying to scare homeowners into selling cheap by saying things like, hey, you better sell now because you know who is moving into the neighborhood. It's basically profiting from prejudice. Second on our list is steering. This is when an agent decides where a buyer should live based on their protected class. Like only showing Hispanic families homes in one neighborhood and white families homes in another. It's a huge violation because it illegally limits a buyer's choices. And number 3 is redlining. This one's all about the money side of things, the lending. The name comes from the old practice where lenders would literally take a map, draw a red line around a minority neighborhood, and just refuse to give loans to anyone inside it. It's a way of starving an entire community of investment. And just so we're clear, breaking these rules has serious consequences. We're not talking about a slap on the wrist. For a very first offense, HUD can hit you with a civil penalty of up to $16,000, and that's just to start.
Okay, let's wrap up by getting super practical. How does all of this stuff apply to 2 things you'll deal with every single day as an agent? Your ads and the ADA.
When it comes to advertising, the rule is actually pretty simple.
It boils down to this. Describe the property, not the people you want living in it. You talk about the features of the house. So, family room? That's a feature. That's okay. But great for families? Nope. That's describing the people. Handicapped accessible is a feature. But saying no children? Whoa, that's a big flashing red light of discrimination. And here's one last distinction you really need to nail down, especially concerning disabilities. You've got two main laws, right? Just remember it this way. The Fair Housing Act, the FHA, is about the home. It's about where people live. The Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, is about public places, like your real estate office.
So there you have it. That's the letter of the law, designed to knock down barriers to housing. But that leaves us with a bigger question, right? For you, as you step into this career, what hidden barriers might still exist out there? Knowing the rules is one thing, but the real challenge is making sure equal opportunity isn't just a concept we talk about, but something you make real for every single person you work with.